While we were away on our vacation, we took our travel trailer to Prince Edward Island and did a loop up through Quebec, New Brunswick, PEI, down into the States through Maine and Vermont, and back New York and home. And had a nice 3-week break from working on the boat. And yeah, it's been a 2-year anniversary. That said, you know, we spend our winters in Florida. We still do vacations. There's been, I don't know, 3 months probably of time on the travel trailer and a few boat trips, probably 3 weeks of boating, and just life in general. You can't work on the boat every day. You got to still try to pay attention to your family and friends, and you know, keep the house in shape and all the rest. So yeah, it's 2 years, but it's far from actually 2 years of working on the boat. It's just been 2 years that I've been working on the boat. So anyway, while we were away in Prince Edward Island, I got an email from my marina that I'm ordering, or ordered the engine and outdrive package through, and he said, hey, it's in Toronto, ready for pickup. So I said, well, once I'm back in home, I will run and get that. So my plan is to go this Thursday and pick up the outdrive and engine and the whole setup, bring it home. I'm not ready for it yet. I obviously have to get this thing all sanded up, shiny smooth and everything before I can go putting an engine on it, but that's exciting news to me. So that is a fully loaded van. That's the box that has the 280 horsepower V6 engine in it. And then up ahead of that, we have the other package. It doesn't look like much other than a bunch of shrink wrap, but you might be able to read through there. It says outdrive unit, and it has all the other wiring harness, propellers, all the stuff to put it together. But yeah, it pretty much fills the truck. It's amazing how an engine and outdrive that doesn't look that big in the boat, by the time you get it in shipping containers and everything to bring it from the US up to Canada. I guess they're made in Tennessee apparently. And yeah, the guy at the warehouse where I was picking up was like, this isn't fitting in here, but it did. And that said, we have to replace this van before much longer. It's 14 years old, has over 200,000 kilometers on it, and it's time for a new one. And I really struggle. I'd kind of like to go to a pickup truck. You know, the whole world uses pickup trucks for towing trailers and boats. But I tell you, the van is so useful for our camping. We carry the kayaks and the bicycles and firewood and lawn chairs and all that stuff. And you look at this load I have in there, that wouldn't happen in a pickup truck. That'd be 2 trips to Toronto. I was 4 hours between driving there, getting loaded, and driving home. And that'd be 8 hours if I had a pickup truck. And even at that engine package there, that thing's 5 feet long. So unless you had if you had the little short box that half of them have, you couldn't even fit that in there. So I don't know, I struggle. I love the looks of the pickups, the comforts, all that, but I sure love the utility of the van. It just hauls like crazy. And yeah, this load is nothing. It actually rides nicer with that in it than without. It's you know, sitting down, maybe doesn't even look to me like, or look like it's sitting down. It's sitting down an inch or so, or inch and a half lower than it would without that engine and outdrive in there. That whole package, according to the shipping stuff, is I forget, something like 1,800 pounds. So, but yeah, I don't know. In the next year or so here, I have to figure out what vehicle replaces this, and I'm back and forth constantly and have been for the last 5 years. I guess someday I'll figure it out. There is the heart of our new boat, the Our Way. That's our 280 horsepower V6 Sterndrive Volvo Penta. That's the engine, and it's still in the van, but I've taken the packaging off, and on Sunday my boys are going to come out and we're going to set up a ramp, a heavy duty sturdy ramp, and slide it out of the van and onto the garage floor. And then it'll sit there for a while till we're ready to install it. But it's a fine looking piece of machinery. I'm very confident, hopeful and confident that it's going to do a wonderful job to power our boat. So yeah, it'll be nice when it's in, it'll be nice when it's done, but today I get to see our new engine and I like what I see. Hey kids, this is a video. So there's our engine. It's on the garage floor now. We got it out of the van. We slid it down this little ramp. Was it fun and easy?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
It was lots of help. Thanks, guys and girls. And me. But yes, no incidents. Nobody got hurt. A little scary a few times, but there it sits on the garage floor. Well, I've sanded and polished the transom as far as I'm taking it, which is pretty nice. I'm happy with it. It's especially up top there where it'll be highly visible. It's got a nice shine. And the transom, the rest of it's pretty decent too. And now I'm into kind of the scary thing. I've got the template position for the cutout for the Sterndrive. You get one shot at this, better get it right. But I'm ready to start putting holes in the transom and making this happen. So fingers crossed I don't make any mistakes. To make sure the holes for the transom plate would be perpendicular to the transom, I used my drill press to drill a guide hole through 2 layers of 2x6. After starting each hole slightly, I used the guide to align my bit for the remainder of the depth of the hole. At an earlier date, I had installed the aluminum angle irons for the motor mounts, using 5/8 stainless bolts and nylock nuts, as well as stainless backing plates. So I'm making progress on getting to the stage where we can fill that area there with an engine. So I'm doing things I need to do before that engine goes in there. One thing was install this fuel tank, so it's all in, secured. I've got the fill hose and the vent on it and all the tie down straps and everything. Don't have the line to the engine because there's no engine yet. I've also got the vent out there for ventilation and a thingy to catch if any water comes in and then goes down a drain and back out to the outside again. And I've got the bilge pump mounted on a plate here that's screwed into the transom way up here above. Hopefully any time you never get water in it, it'll never be that high, but silicone just in case. So yeah, I don't want to put holes right into the hull to mount the bilge pump, so I've pop riveted it onto this heavy aluminum. I've also added a second, this is a bilge pump switch, but what it's going to do is be hooked up to a light and buzzer, upper helm and lower, as a high water alarm. So if the water gets deep enough to turn that on, it means something's not right with the bilge pump, and hopefully we can deal with it before it gets any deeper. And I just installed all the hydraulic steering cylinder. That's all this arrangement. This part down here is the power steering that comes with the outdrive and everything, but then this stuff up here is for the hydraulic. It hooks in here and here. So I figured that'd be a whole lot easier to work on without an engine in front of it. And yeah, so I am going to put the line on the bilge pump to get it up like the hose. I've got the through hull fitting for it over there, and this other drain assembly for the around the hatches. Any water that gets in will go down that drain, and if anything comes in this vent, it'll go down this drain, and they both go out overboard again. So I'm getting some of these things taken care of, and next thing I have to do, I guess, I've built the bulkhead in front of the gas tank, but I need to do the bulkhead the rest of the way across here to close off the engine compartment. And it could be done after the engine's in here, but it'd be a whole lot easier to do when I can move around easily. So I'm going to probably get into that tomorrow. And then after that, the next main project will be to build a, I don't know what you want to call it, a gantry, I don't know. Some kind of a structure that I can hoist the engine up into place from. So I've got a plan, I've got the material for it, and I am confident it will work. I just have to build it all. So that'll probably be the next update when that's done. What I've got here is a structure to hoist the engine up and put it in the boat. So it's I'm up on the roof of the houseboat right now. It's on the ground. There's an 8-foot tube 8 on the ground, a couple of 4x4s, braces up, and then 4 2x8s across. And the chain block is suspended on that 4x4 there. I just threw the chains up around it so I wouldn't be hitting them. So coming down the stairs onto the back deck. So I have the engine compartment all ready for an engine. I've painted the floor. I've got the bilge pump in and plumbed, not wired. The exhaust Y is mounted to the transom plate, ready for the engine to slip in and then slide the couplers on to hook the exhaust together. I've got the steering, the hydraulic steering cylinder mounted on the outdrive bracket. And so yeah, that's all ready to set an engine in that spot. And the chain block will just lower it right down in. So my next thing to do here is to pull the boat forward. It hasn't moved since, I don't know, probably April of last year when I parked it in here to start building the cabin and everything, and it hasn't been touched since, but it's time to, I've got it supported on blocks under the frame so it holds it, everything level, so it's not jiggling on the tires and suspension and just bonked my head. And so the first thing I'll have to do is get the blocks out from under it. There's blocking under there and blocking halfway up and blocking up at the front. So I'll remove those things. Yes, my tires are half flat. That's because the driveway has a little slope, so I just let the air out on one side till I got the boat level. So yeah, there's the structure, the 2 4x4s carrying the weight to the ground and up to the beams that are sitting on it and everything. So I think it's got ample strength to lift the engine up. So yeah, now it's time to get the boat off the blocks and hitch it up and move it ahead 5 feet or so. And then in the morning, the boys are coming and we're gonna try to get that thing in the engine compartment. The engine's still sitting over there, covered up to keep the dust off it. We'll have to slide it across the floor and out on a couple pieces of plywood till it's underneath the chain block. And yeah, hopefully it all comes together as planned.